non-moving. So unless it is guided by intellect, the mind will keep on going, right? So the intellect, guide of intellect is what we call philosophy. Understanding of life is called philosophy. So once that intellect is clear, the mind naturally sets down. Otherwise, that's what is about this philosophy. So that's what the teaching has to happen from the master. So that's what is called the three parts of meditation. So meditation is actually called Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. Shravana means you have to listen to the truth, okay? And Manana is understand. Nidhyasa is meditation, not a meditation. So what happens is you attain a meditative state by that process. Okay? The truth has to be convincingly told. So that is actually part of the meditation. So the truth is, the basic truth is, you are not a body, you are not a mind, you are not an intellect, or you are a pure spirit. Now that truth has to be convincing, you have to be convinced about the truth. That the mind naturally settles down. If you are not convinced, the mind will always, because mind is habituated to the, what we call it, relating to the body, so that's how you are grown up, okay? You are always grown up in an environment where people treat you as a body, and mind is habituated to that. But in reality, you are not a body, mind or intellect. You are a spirit. So that truth has to be convincingly told, and you have to live in it. That conviction has to come. Then the meditation happens. That's why it means by Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. That's the process. Right? Meditation itself, by per se itself, is not an independent activity.
It's like simply observing your breath and...
That's true. That will help you calm down. Okay? That will help you to calm down. Okay? That is not meditation. So that's called shamatha. Okay? Meditation has the calming down of your breath. It's called the shamatha. It's actually silencing. Okay? But silencing is not...
happening actually.
No, it happens, it helps. Okay? But the silencing has to be get away through intellect. So that's what meditation is about. Meditation is by per se it's not independent activity.
And the intellect we got to train basically.
It's not trained. Intellect has to be purified. The intellect repeatedly telling is what we call as programming. Okay? It's actually what we call as hypnotism. It's not hypnotism. Okay? Intellect has its own cobwebs, what we call as cobwebs, means cluttering. So now those clutterings have to be corrected through clear understanding. So that is what is actually a part of liberation. Now otherwise, unless the intellect gets clear, because
so you say that liberation means there's no birth again, there's no need to finish off the karmic debt.
The thing is, there is no karmic debt for you in reality. There's nothing.
I always thought there's so much suffering in this world.
No. What you think is may not be reality.
It's not may not be reality.
Okay. What you think may not be reality.
Right.
Okay. What you perceive may not be reality.
Correct.
What is reality is what you have to understand. Okay. Once you understand the reality, then you realize that all what you see is nothing but a projection. It's like a dream-like structure.
Correct.
What we call a Maya. So the closest to Maya example what you can understand is these movies like Avatar, where there are 3D characters. We put lens, you get these 3D characters, but they are not 3D. They are just a light and shadow. So what you see here is a play of light and shadow. That's called light is called light of consciousness. That light and shadow is what you are seeing as a 3D projection. So that the problem starts for you. Okay, or problem starts for an individual, when they believe that light and shadow is real, solid. So that's why the beginning of the karmic impression. And this is not one lifetime, it goes on for many lifetimes, or several lifetimes actually, it will be millions of lifetimes. So where, for everyone. So where they believe what they see as real. What they see as real is not true. The seer is real. Okay, the seer, which is consciousness, is real. So unless you get to that clarity, it will not go. So now the problem for that is the mind has to be guided by intellect. Okay, mind and intellect both are guided by today's society and environment, which is not conditioning will happen. Okay, right from childhood conditioning will happen. Now the whole spirituality is a process of deconditioning. Okay, now the deconditioning can happen through shravana, listening. Okay, not reading. Not reading. Reading can be give a direction. The shravana is meaningful because somebody has to tell you in a very convincing way. Okay. Now the conviction comes to you only when it comes from a person who is authentic in nature, who has come out of that web, and you believe that the person has come out of the web. That's also required. It's not that. Yeah, you have to realize, or you have to believe that somebody has come out of the web. So that is the beginning of your crafting of this system. Maya. So in Maya, everybody says you have a body and all. Now you start believing that. Whether it's true or not, I am not saying. That some person has come out of the Maya, then that is the beginning where your crack opens. Okay. It is like somebody is in a prison. Okay. In the prison, everywhere darkness is there. So in that darkness, everybody believes that darkness is only reality. So then somebody, you get a whisper, there is light outside. So then you start believing that there is a light outside. So that is the beginning of the opening. So that's where the importance of Guru comes into life. You believe that at least somebody has come out of this. Whether he has come out or not, we don't know. Okay. At least you start believing that at least there is a way out of this. Okay. Then ultimately if you get a person who has such a person who has really come out of that thing, then he is able to tell you in a very clear and convincing way that what is the truth. That goes deep into your consciousness. Because all your life, you learn from others, your programming. So the current programming you learn from others, this programming also has to learn from somebody. So that is a methodology. So then what happens is that that's what is the shravana, listening. Manana means understand. It goes deeper in that. Nidipyasa means it's not no meditation actually. Meditation is not required. With the eyes open itself, you will always experience what is there. Whatever practice you do, the breathing and all, is only calming the mind. But that's only temporary. Whereas in realization, there's no breathing practice used, but it's not. That's not a primary thing. It is the clarity which comes in the intellect, which actually constantly guides the mind.
So you just said the truth is just the spirit. This is what you're trying to realize. But what is the spirit? I mean, is it like a part of God? So you're not seeing God?
No.
Assume God as a form.
No. Whatever you consider God today is a conception of the mind. Okay? So you are born in Hindu family.
Yes.
So Rama is God, Krishna is God. If you are born in Islam family, Allah is God. Christian family, somebody is God. So that is actually God. What we today speak of is a cultural condition in the mind. Okay? Something which we cannot understand and comprehend, that is conceptualized through the mind and society. So that is also a part of the programming of the society. So what we call as spirit is nothing but God, which is unseen, unseeable. But that is a seer through your eyes. So what you believe is you are seeing through your eyes. You are not seeing through your eyes. That consciousness is seeing through your eyes. That is God.
And that's there in everyone.
That is only there. Whatever else is there, appears. God alone is there.
And to experience this consciousness, how much time, I mean, is it differ from person to person? As you said, Shavana.
It is like this.
It seems so abstract right now.
No, it's not abstract. It is abstract because you have not met a person who is falling with concrete. Okay? So it's in all our life, you believe that cycling is very difficult. Okay, because to go on a two-wheeler, unless you find somebody who is able to cycle and you have to learn. Like that, it's like that. Everything is like that only. Because we are conditioned to believe something until we see somebody is so for example, there is a back in 1930s, 1950s. There is a 3 minutes a mile was a concept which is impossible to run 3 minutes in a mile. There were all medical scales how human nervous system is not able to withstand 3 minutes a mile. So then there is one person who ran 3 minutes a mile or 4 minutes a mile. What he did is he broke that 3 minutes into quarter mile. He practiced first quarter mile only, and then he broke that Olympic record of 3 miles per minute or something like that. Then within he breaks that 3 miles per minute, within 1 year, almost 12 people broke it. Otherwise, 50, 100 people.
Correct.
So what happens is that the human being gets conditioned.
Exactly.
Okay.
He can't do it.
So somebody breaks it, then other people also start. That's what happens in any time.
Exactly.
So for example, like Buddha. When Buddha came, in Buddha's own lifetime, in his own group, there were about 10,000 people who were enlightened. Okay? So otherwise the concept is enlightenment very difficult, it's rare gift. So same thing happens with Krishna's time, Rama's time. So
how do you define the enlightenment?
Okay.
Is it realizing that the consciousness
No. Wait a second. Enlightenment means light. Okay? What is light actually? See, our only light is intellect. Okay, so I see this TV and I understand this TV. That's the picture I understand, right? Who makes it understand? Who takes the decision is the intellect. Okay, the intellect itself is an instrument. It's not the decision maker. Intellect is just the instrument. So now what happens is you take let's say you take a computer. So you are able to do mathematics. So computer is able to do mathematics a million times faster than you. Right? Still, you are the master.
Yeah, we operate.
Computer, whatever it does, ultimately you are the master. What is the difference between you and the computer then? Is computer intelligent?
No.
It is intelligent.
It is, but it is actually manufactured by a man who is implanted it, making it.
So, a sentient being is required for a computer. For operation of the computer, a sentient being is required. Right? The sentient being himself may not be as fast as computer. Right? So, your intellect to you, which is spirit, is what is computer to you. The intellect is able to do a lot of calculations, but ultimately sentient being is what watches. So that sentient being is called Sakshi, witness. So you are the witness. You may not be able to do as many computations as your intellect does. So now what happens is there is a confusion between you and the intellect here. So intellect starts assuming the role of the you. Okay, that's what your individual self. It starts believing that there is no sentient being. Okay, sentient being is not there. It's I am the. It has taken the position of that sentient being. You can visualize that one day computer will take the position of a human being. It says I am the human being. Okay, and start making a decision. So that is the role which intellect has taken. So that's what you have become. So then the intellect cannot presume that something is beyond me. So it starts I am the body and all those things start. So now what happens to us is enlightenment means always we are clear about something, okay, about something. When I say we,
You mean the sentient being?
no, when I say we, it's intellect. We are clear about something which is objective in nature. For example, let's say this mobile phone, you are saying mobile phone. But the moment it comes to subjective nature, we get cluttered. For example, you know the mistakes done by other child, but you are actually complacent for the mistakes done by your child. Something which psychological closer to you, we get cluttered. Okay? So that happens more and more as we go inner and inner. We will not be able to make a discrimination between our own internal state.
I didn't get this one. When you go inner and inner,
Inner state, if outer is objective, right? Let us take the case. Somebody died in a bomb blast in Karachi. Do you shed a tear? No, they are not related. But something happens closer to you, you will feel. So our psychological attachment comes to whatever we observe. We are able to observe something. If it is not, we don't have a attachment to that, detached to that. Otherwise, all our observations are cluttered, right? Okay. So now the cluttering happens when you, for an external object very easily, we know. But a lot of cluttering happens inside us. Okay. So every observation of us is cluttered with the thought that I am a body. Okay. So now this cluttering is very difficult to remove because it's closer to you. Okay. Inside us is doubtful. In the mind. So now if you are able to observe, okay, anything related to you as a body-mind complex, as a witness, not identified about what is happening to you, then your view of the world will be very different. That is called enlightenment. See, right now, your view of the world is I am a body. So suppose you are able to view yourself as not a body. So then the state is called enlightenment. So now there is a darkness actually. There is the light outside, objective world is light, but there is shadow inside. In the sense our views and our thoughts are cluttered. So when you light up that also, it's called enlightenment. It is like a lamp. The lamp, if you light a candle, there is a shadow around, but light outside. So similar thing happens to us. The light of intellect can shed light on something outside, but it can't shed light on the surrounding area internally. So if that whole area becomes awareness, then it's called enlightenment. Then for some people, very gifted people, it can happen. Gifted people, it can happen. It comes from lifetimes, several lifetimes. It comes gifted people. I mean, they're rare. Once in a million, once in a couple of millions, such people can be there.
Does karma play a role in your life?
Yeah, it is karma only. It is karma only. It is karma only. What happens? The evolution of humanism.
But even the time is decided when that change takes place and
correct.
to wait for that particular time in the lifetime.
See, it is set up. See, whole life. When you look at stone. Okay.
Like as a human, what can I try and do?
Whatever you think you can do, do it. Whatever you think you can. It is not a state to be achieved. Okay, it is what you are. It's what you are. Okay, it is not something which you can get. It is only recognizing what you have. Enlightenment is not something which you get from outside. It is not like something which you acquire. It is actually what you are because of the result of decluttering of your mind. Okay, your mind is actually cluttered with the societal conditioning and your own karmic conditioning. So decluttering of that is called enlightenment. So now that is not what you acquire. Okay, when it's like to say somebody had a toothache. Now he goes to a doctor and doctor does some filling and he comes back. Now in the process what did he gain? His tooth was already earlier. Right? The person he suffered pain and he came back. He only regained his natural state. So enlightenment is regaining natural state. It's not a okay. Right now what you experience. Right now what you experience is a unnatural state. Okay. Understand? It is not what you are today is not a natural state. Okay. So going back to your natural state is enlightenment. That by that process you did gain anything. In that process you are not bought anything. Okay. So now is it a result of karma? Yes, it is a result of karma. Okay. What happens is our learning happens over several lifetimes. It's a slow process. Okay. It doesn't happen rapidly. And what happens in the learning is there are a lot of this is actually open-ended learning. It's not a closed-ended learning. There's no goal. Life has no in the sense there's no textbook in life. Life is textbook. So what happens is you learn over several lifetimes what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. So as your learning happens, that gets refined and refined and refined. That's what is the karmic background we call it. So that karmic background is definitely required for enlightenment or liberation, right? So for some people, rare people, when it matures, it happens. For some people, it happens because of satsanga, a good company.
Correct.
For some people, it happens a good sadguru, master, like that, it happens.
Right. The prayers and chanting also help in.
See, the thing is, you have to understand that there are various types, no?
Yeah.
There's a physical activity, like somebody goes to temple,
Yeah.
then they go to yatra.
Correct.
They are physical music, outer. So, compared to the outer, the chanting is closer to you.
Closer.
Okay? Compared to chanting,
Yeah.
okay, a meditation is closer to you.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
Compared to meditation, a clarity of intellect is much more closer to you. So, from grosser, you have to move to subtle. If you are stuck at the gross, then you cannot move to subtle.
Right.
Okay? So that doesn't mean gross doesn't help. Okay? Gross does help. But I am saying that is not the final. So from the gross, so somebody goes to Tirtha Yatra. Now, if you say Tirtha Yatra will lead to liberation, yes, it eventually lead to. But from Tirtha Yatra, he has to go to a subtle. So if you are stuck to the gross, it will be forever. Okay? So the three levels of people are stuck. That's called form, feeling, and ideas. Okay? You can get stuck to a form. Okay? Most of the people are stuck to a form. Okay?
Am I late for some lunch?
No, there's somebody else to come.
To come back.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I'm not taking too much time, right? Maybe cancel that.
No problem.
I'm delaying another few years.
So, most of the people are stuck to the form. Not most, all. Okay? So, the belief of the form is the reality. Okay? That's called Brahma Granthi. Actually, it's called Brahma Granthi. Okay? That means stuck to the creation, stuck to the form of creation. So, it happens in many ways. Okay? So, for example, you start, a boy gets attracted to a girl. So, gets attracted because of form. A girl attracted to form. So, both of them get attracted to some good actor, film actor, or external form. So, external form, you start believing in reality. That's called stuck to form. So, that translates into a stuck to form of God, divine being. Also, that is stuck to form. Now, stuck to form, people spend several lifetimes in that. Then comes to stuck to feelings. Okay, feelings is much subtler than the form. That's called Vishnu Gandhi. So, here is no, the form is not important, feeling is important. Okay, so the girl may not be beautiful, but the boy has a liking for her, or like that. If you are stuck to feelings, there's different kinds of feelings. So that is next level. So that when people spend levels or lifetimes in that also. Then comes the stuck to ideas. There are a lot of ideas. So some believe that capitalism is right, some believe socialism is right, some believe that you have to, or that anybody can achieve anything. A lot of belief systems are there, stuck to ideas. Then from that idea, people come to another level of belief system. I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian, that type of belief system. So beyond that, people come to a belief system of I am a Dvaitin, I am Advaita, I am Shishtabheda. All these are belief systems. So stuck to belief also. So from these three things, that's called stuck to belief, Rudra Gandhi. So here itself people spend their lifetime. So you have to come out of all these stuck to form, stuck to feeling, stuck to belief. From that you have to come out. That's what enlightenment. So you have to see that all of these are partially true. None of them are fully true. Anything is partially true. So the fully true is only can be exclusively objective view when you become mind enlightened. What is the reality you understand? And that reality when you understand, you know understand this whole thing is a Maya. Otherwise it's real.
Even if life, death, rebirth is also a part of
There is no life or there is no birth or no death. Yeah. See, I'll give you birth and death question. No? Somebody is born. I'm saying, let's say. Somebody is born. Okay? There were the people are born, somebody rejoices. Then he died. Then people cry. Now, let us look at this from 2 points of view. From the person who has died versus the person who has lived. What happened to the person who has died? He leaves that body and he enters into another body. He has a new life now. Okay, he has no suffering. Okay, he enjoys a new body now. The body has become old. Now suddenly he gets a child's body, it is fresh and new. It's like draw the old car and go. And he forgets all these days also who are crying. Right? So now for him, has the death happened? From his point of view? His point of view, he left a vehicle and it got a new vehicle. From the outsider's point of view, this vehicle, this body was operating, it didn't become inoperative. So death is for whom? For the person's point of view or for the outsider point of view?
The other side point of view.
But whose point of view is important?
Yeah.
The others suffer because they miss something of his interaction.
Correct.
Okay? And that they call as death. But the person who has died, he has just changed the body. So for whom is the death? Death is only a name given to some transition.
Right.
Alright? So that's what I'm saying. So there are two views to life. One is what social view and other is view of the self. So spirituality is learning to look at from the view of your own self. So which is totally different. The view appears to be totally different.
We never thought of it in that way when the point of view of the person who's there.
Alright.
Yeah.
Whose point of view are you calling death? Please tell me. Alright? The person who is going to transition, he never feels death.
So ideally you should not feel any pain or sadness or grief or that is
No. When somebody dies, people do cry. But they cry for their loss, not for the person who died. So then who are they crying for? Please tell me.
Yeah.
They are crying for themselves, please understand.
Yeah.
They are not crying for the death of the person who is dead.
Right.
Right?
They are missing the person.
They are crying for their losses.
Yeah.
Right? The person who left the body has got a new body. What is the problem? And he doesn't feel it. It's like a dream. Okay, in dream you are suddenly on train now, next moment you are in a plane. You don't even ask why you are there. Like that it happens to you. Then what is the death? For whom is the death?
Oh, this person who is like you realize that spirit, you see the spirit and you realize that everything is Maya. Is there no rebirth for that person anymore?
There is no rebirth for anybody. Are you born? Who is born?
I mean, this new body is taking shape.
The new body is not you. The real you is never born.
Oh, okay. But it was always like that.
Right?
Yeah, the real you is never born.
Only enlightenment is that person recognizes it. Enlightenment is not getting something which is fresh.
He recognizes what is already there.
Yeah. In the process of recognition, what happens? The body-mind complex is actually a product of illusion or ignorance. Keeps on taking newer and newer shapes. Okay? That stops. I mean, it's like this, no? A ocean wave rises. Why it should rise? The wave should rise?
It's a natural ebb and flow of an ocean.
Some momentum, something causes that, right?
Some lunar
Whatever. Right? Now that external influence is removed, the wave doesn't rise. Similarly, for a person who is realized, he has removed the cause of the birth of his body again and again. So the cause is ignorance. So that is stopped. But the person himself was never born.
So actually in reality, when the physical body dies for an enlightened soul, what happens?
Nothing happens.
He doesn't take another...
He has actually died already. You see...
Is that the last physical body of this? Or there's no need also for another one because the main purpose is...
See, the body is a product of ignorance. The body itself is a product of ignorance. Okay? Identify yourself with a non-self. Okay? So because you are identifying non-self, always there is a craving to fulfill yourself. That becomes job, karma. So that karma leads to action and that goes to result. So that's why you keep on creating momentum. Okay? That momentum stops. So that means giving birth to a new body stops.
Stop.
Okay.
Your birthday, wish you very happy.
Thank you. So then
Let me know when I'm supposed to stop. Right? This is something.
No, you can join us in the lunch.
No, I've been
You already have?
carry on. Come on.
No. Like, complete the thing. That is more important.
okay, you can continue for around 10 minutes. Okay. So what happens is
I have only more than questions. I will have to listen to you, sir, actually.
no, that's all right. What happens is the momentum with which you create something, it stops. Okay. Take the example. Have you played some games in the childhood? What kind of games are they?
Many things. Running, hopping,
Now, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that?
I play badminton also, not those games, but something different.
In that game, when you are playing, the game of serious, if you lose something, you start crying. It is very serious. Now, the seriousness of the game is gone, right, as you grow. Same thing can happen in enlightenment also. The seriousness, what we consider as life, it disappears because you understand it's also a sort of a play. So, in that sense, enlightened person will not take an unconscious birth. But he can decide to born consciously. In the sense, I will take another body to do some
Particular.
role, like that.
Help other souls, help other beings.
So that decision can be taken. Okay, that's what they call as avatars or masters.
Master.
Okay, so a conscious rebirth is possible, but unconsciously will not do.
He's not doing. Like what right now we are all stuck in that kind of
Unconscious things, it don't happen.
So the effort on my side for that conscious realization to take place, what should I do? That's my thing. Basically, this is what you said, listening.
See, the basic principle of what you want to do. What is that you want?
To understand this, what do you call it? Because he said, who am I? Basically, understanding
See, that actually is the.
I keep telling that. Again and again I forget that also.
No.
Get stuck in this.
No. See, the principle I will tell you.
Sometimes it becomes a vicious cycle. So
So,
where...
the principle I will tell you,
Right.
it is a master is required, spiritual master.
Right.
Without that, it won't work. If it works for you, it has already worked.
Yeah.
Okay. Then if you are one of those gifted souls, then it doesn't require you. If you are not, then it requires it. It is like I typically give an example of health. Somebody has a stomachache. Now, how do we solve the stomachache problem?
Going to the doctor.
No. People try. First they do homemade medicine, ginger. It didn't work. So then the person is good. No, he says so. He studies a lot of medical books, and then he does experiment. Then what he does? Then he does go to medical shop. So I have a stomachache. Then 100 medicals are he'll give. So nothing works. Then he goes to a general practitioner. Then general practitioner says give some tablets. It doesn't work. Then he goes to surgeon. Surgeon says his cancer has to be cut. Okay. So now the same is very gross at the physical level. At this psychological level, spiritual level, same thing happens. We have a problem. Now for the problem we have to find a right guy who can guide us. The difficulty here is to find right guy who guide is very difficult. It's not easy. In MBBS, in medicine it's easy. At least somebody says degree certificate, MBBS. Okay, or a MD. It's grosser. Here, who is somebody who is realized and enlightened, there is no degree certificate. Okay, there is nothing will be there. Okay, and many times you won't even find him very different from other ways also. Okay, it will be so common, and there will be some people look for some signs of spirituality like beard and all. That's why Jyoti will say. Now people look for enlightenment by length of the beard. So what I say is the depth of enlightenment is supposed to be length of the beard. So people have to, there is a lot of external symbols people look at. Enlightenment has nothing to do with external things. It's only internal clarity. Now to get such a people of internal clarity is very difficult. It's not easy. So that's the other part. So if you get such a person, then your journey will come to an end. Otherwise it will be a medical shop. Okay, then a tablet, home medicine, like that you go on.
So, but those days like Ramana Rishi, I read certain things that we have by call. When when people come, there's an energy field which the Guru has there. Just by entering the energy field, they see that there is some change, physical change also,
Right.
even in their mind and
See,
so then the trust and the faith is that I don't know, when I read the experiences of the devotees of Maharaji, and it's extremely valuable to experience that.
See, the thing is, when they go there,
Correct.
actually,
Yeah.
Ramana was on the initial day, nobody cared for him. Okay? You look at, initially he was a monk. Okay, nobody cared for him. Okay? So what happens is that there's no science, external science, except that Ramana Maharshi was a great ascetic. All that he had is Kaupina. Okay, there are so many people with Kaupina, no? So many people are there, right? Isn't it? Now, what happens is that Ramana Maharshi's teachings are not very elaborate. Okay, he's not like a...
He doesn't speak much.
It says, who am I? Your question asked. Yeah. So there are some, initially what happens, typical always in the great master, typically very advanced seekers, they are first to recognize. Not all the way. Okay. So there is Ganesha Muni and then there is Murugnath or some of these people who are already in a very advanced stage. They recognize Ramana Maharshi. So then what happens is from them it goes to next level of people. Okay. A new guy comes, he won't make anything out of it. What happens is it flows in a wave. It propagates in a wave. First level of the people who are recognized are the very closest. That's what happened to Buddha also. So when Buddha got enlightened, actually Buddha was sitting in meditation. Then what happened was he was the very intense, rigorous practice he was doing. There are 12 other people who are practicing with him. They thought Buddha will get enlightened. Because at that time Buddha went to the extreme. He became like a bone, not eating food and all. So that time they thought this is the real practice. Then one day Buddha tried to cross the river and he fell down in the river. He could not cross. So then what happened was he started singing. In the hope of enlightenment, I left my kingdom. And I tried a lot of things. Now I am not even able to walk. I think I am misled somewhere. I missed something. So then what he decided is that he has to take care of his body. Because without his body goes, I can't do it. Then he sits and then one lady called Sujata comes there and offers him pudding. He takes the pudding. Okay, so Sujata was a lady, her name is Sujata. So then the moment he takes pudding, he gets a little some energy. Then all the 12 guys who were sitting there, they thought this guy is fallen. He has left his spiritual practice, he has gone case. He is a failed candidate. So they drop him and go. Okay.
Because he has to take pudding.
So far around 30 days, 40 days he has not taken food. Now he takes a pudding, that is sweet payasam. So that means this guy is gone, failed candidate. He has left his search. They go. Then Buddha sits. Okay. Sits and analyzes what he has done. Then he realizes that all the effort which he has put is actually to get something of his own state, which is not possible. So to get his own state, he has to become peaceful, not struggle. So then that's night he gets enlightened. Okay. Then these people have 12 people left, they continue their practice. So after enlightenment, Buddha becomes very peaceful and silent. Enlightenment is not struggling for something. Enlightenment is settling the mind. That happened to Buddha. Then what happened? Then he got very peaceful. Then he started walking back. So those 12 people were there. They denounced him. Don't come near us. Okay. So they called his name. Don't come near us. You're gone case. Then Buddha said, you are not talking to that person. I am Tathagata. Tathagata means enlightened one. The moment he says that, they see something in him. So even those people who are intensely searching for enlightenment, okay, they cannot recognize the enlightened being. Okay, he has to introduce himself. So that's what happens in case of enlightenment also. There can be enlightened housewife, there can be enlightened person among you, but unless that person introduces himself to you, through his words, teachings or action, you cannot recognize it. Sometimes what happens is that people who are very close, they recognize it and then they take it to others. That's what happened in case of Ramana Maharshi. So Murugnar, then Ganesha Muni, those are very, very advanced seekers. They could.
I don't know, it's natural human tendency to seek for proof. Some people were diseased or agents when they come and to an enlightened soul and they see the disease or then the faith builds up actually.
See, the enlightened person, enlightened person is himself, is a non-doer. Okay, that's what is enlightenment is about. To recognize I am a non-doer is an enlightenment.
Right.
Now what? Not an instrument. He is a non-doer. But what happens is that people come there, they come with the intense faith. The faith is the one which heals. So his role is not in healing, but his role is to be able to nourish that faith. Nourish the faith. Okay. I mean, if you take, let us say, you go to some businessman. That businessman sells something. You will not trust it, no. You don't get a trust of that, right? So to get a trust of the people is a great thing. The moment trust happens, the faith happens. Okay, the trust, to become that trustworthy is his sadhana. Okay, once it becomes trustworthy, then what happens when people go there? Then they go with an intense desire, intense faith. That is the one which heals them. Okay, he only becomes a facilitator. It is something like this. In the presence of sunlight, a mango tree comes up, a banana tree comes up. Okay, but sun will never claim that I did something. So Ramana Maharshi's readings you would see. He is a kind of non-doer. Okay. Then what happens in his presence is according to karmic impressions of those people, it happens. The good karma gets sprouted. He will not intervene, no. Why he should intervene in human life? Sun will never claim that I made a mango tree. Alright? That's what happens. So what happens is that same thing happens to enlightenment. Either he himself has to introduce to somebody else, saying that I am enlightened, provided it trust it. So other people who are very advanced seekers, they have to recognize it. And then it grows. The circle will grow like that. Okay? And to tell you how the circle goes, in Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's time, you know how many disciples Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had? 110. And he is lived in a city like Calcutta, near city like Calcutta. That time it is metropolis and not big city. Okay? So he had 10 major disciples like Vivekananda and all. Then about 50 householders who used to come during weekend satsang. Another 50 used to travel from Calcutta once in festival time. So 100 altogether. And there was a big news in Calcutta that there is a madman in Kali temple. Okay? That's all. Now you look at, let us say, take 1 century later. Millions and millions of people worship Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Okay? What happens is this thing is, a principle is like this. To recognize a highly evolved spiritual being requires another highly evolved spiritual being. It won't happen that way. And most of the people look for the special effects. As an enlightened being has no special effects. Unless he wants to show off whatever it is. It is like you can recognize sound, but you cannot recognize silence.
It's something like acquiring some disease.
No, that is not a part of enlightenment.
That's not a part of enlightenment.
It's not a part of enlightenment. That's not a part of enlightenment. So people can recognize sound, okay, but silence cannot be recognized. People can, right? An enlightened being is a deeply silent person. No, he will not make noise actually. Even in the marketplace, he will be very silent. It is not difficult, but when sounds and this thing, people look at the attention. So that's what happens. Yeah, and the enlightened person normally doesn't draw any attention to himself, unless he has a purpose to teach. That is the happens. Right? So this is what happens with enlightened beings. There are many people, okay, many of them, you don't think that enlightenment is very rare phenomenon. Okay, it's not very rare. I mean, I will say it is not rare. Okay, I mean, not rare in the sense, not as what I'm saying is not. It will not be. You cannot say it's not as common. I mean, it's not like for 1,000 people you have 990 people. It's not like that. For 10,000 people, 1% may be enlightened. It will be there. But many of them they become silent and peaceful by themselves. Okay, out of those 10,000 or 15,000, 20,000 people, one person will become a teacher, master. Those only will come to know. Other people will not come to know. They just live peacefully, die peacefully. They will help each other in surrounding and close. Okay. Only people who get exposed because of their karmic impressions, not because of they want. The karmic momentum is such that they become teachers. Okay. When they did sadhana, their sadhana was speaking and practicing. After enlightenment, they will continue and they will grow into a larger circle. Only those you know as the enlightened beings. Understand? Otherwise, normally we will not come to know. Right. That's normal. Don't think that enlightenment is very rare. It is
possible.
It is very much possible. Okay. So in a country like India, when I'm giving example, 1 billion people in India, at any point of time, I would say that at least 1% in 10,000 will be enlightenment because of the India's karmic heritage. So 1% in 10,000 to 20,000 may be enlightenment. Or when I say 1 lakh, 1% lakh also. Well, it will be there. So that out of that 1 lakh people, okay, 1% may become a teacher, good teacher. Okay. And some of them will become saints also. Okay, a saint is one who is not able to teach, but the people come in his presence and have some prayers and bhajans, they feel comfortable. But that state of enlightenment cannot be transferred or taught by that person. Whereas the enlightened teacher or a Sadguru is able to teach, that is the difference. So they are rare. They are not very gifted teachers are very rare. So it's not rare. It's a part of natural evolution of human being. And because the country like India has a lot of heritage, so there will be one here, one there, somewhere will be there. But you will not get typical nature of enlightened person is they become ordinary.
Wow.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay. They live an ordinary life. Yeah. Okay. You see life of Ramamachi. He does cooking, he does cut vegetables, he goes for a walk. Nothing extraordinary. Okay. And he doesn't make a big tall claims, no dressing up, nothing. He just lives an ordinary life. So I would say that the definition of enlightenment is to become ordinary. And they become so ordinary that that's what is extraordinary about. Whereas every human being becomes so also extraordinary.
It's also very important that we go to the right person, the right teacher, and to gain.
It is. That's what happens. No, that's what is required. No? Otherwise, it won't happen, right? So, and you will not be able to find the right teacher unless there's a karmic linkage for them.
Really appreciate your valuable time. Wholeheartedly thank Gayatri for inviting me over.
You can close this,
Yeah,